All right. So, uh, good morning, Miss Rika. I'm happy to have you here in our episode 4 of Women's Month special. Okay, so how are you, Miss Rika?
Hello, Miss Fern. Good day to you and to everyone watching and listening to this episode. I'm happy, Miss Byrne, to have been invited to this podcast. I'm happy to share my experiences and who I am. And I hope you get a few bites of learnings that any women and men in the freelancing world and use those learnings into their own journey.
I'm excited to hear, Miss. And I noticed that you are wearing one of the first logos of VAA. Can you show
Yes,
it? There.
yes, I
So that
do.
was like the first 2 years, first year.
No, it's I think the first 4 years, 3 or 4 years. I have many of these T-shirts already, and although we already have a new
New
logo,
logo.
but I'm still proud, mighty and proud to wear this T-shirt.
Yeah. So how long have you been with the industry?
Collectively, 6 years. I've been with this agency since 2017. When it started, actually, and back then
Mm-hmm.
we were just 10. I
Oh,
remember.
10.
Yep. And then I used to monitor the attendance and all that. And now we are like growing to 500 VAs.
We're almost 700.
We're almost 700. So yes, I'm an oldie here in VAA.
Okay. Happy to have one of our pioneering VAs in this podcast. So we are going to hear some of an interesting story from them, how VAA possibly changed her life and whatnot. So, Ms. Rika, can you tell us a bit of yourself and how you started with your freelancing
Okay.
journey?
Uh, I'm Rika, born and raised in Davao City. Before joining the freelancing world, I used to teach in universities as a college professor. So I have over 10 years of experience in teaching as a language professor in different universities here in Davao City. And then something happened in 2016, which made me decide to spend more time with my family. So but before that, I used to help. I was introduced to freelancing through my husband because my husband has been a graphic artist for many years now, and he used to
Mm.
work for this client based in the US, and it was through Shopify. So I started learning about Shopify because I started to help him. And then I told myself, okay, this is good. I own my time. I don't have to make myself up or spend time preparing myself really with the clothes and all. So that's 2016. And then there I was introduced to VAA through my sister. And then here we are, 6, 7 years later.
Who's your sister? We might
She,
thank her.
oh yeah, she's no longer part of VAA because actually in 2017 the system was different. Gilad, my trainer was still Gilad back then, and
Oh.
Liz used to just observe. So anyway, Gilad was the only one in the management back then when I joined the team. And then my sister was his VA. My sister was his VA. We talked about her 2 years ago when Gilad and I talked. And then this friend of Gilad said, "Okay, Gilad, that's a very good initiative to build a Philippine-based agency of VA. No, give me your best VA." So Gilad gave my sister to that client, and then you know what? The system then was Gilad will train you, and then he'll endorse you to the client. My sister invited me to join VA.
Oh, so happy. Can I have her name? Just nickname
Ah,
maybe.
BJ.
I'll shout out to BJ. Maybe we will be posting this in our social media platform soon. So we'll shout out to BJ. Thank you for endorse or inviting Rikka to our company. And of course, I would love to hear those early years of VAA with you. One of those pioneering VAs in VAA. Can you tell us like the transition that you had from day one up till now?
Okay, sure. So back in 2017, I started Gilad. He was then the sole trainer. He endorsed me to my very first client. It was also an Israeli based best friends. And then I only worked for around 3 hours a day back then. And then hmm, 2019, after a year of working with that client, because there was a different policy back then, there was no contract like now. Everything is in black and white. Back then, it was just Gilad will endorse you to your client, and then no more strings attached to Gilad.
Mm-hmm.
That was then. So I worked for this brand in Amazon as a customer service, as their customer service agent. And then 2019, I decided to pursue a different career. I worked for directly for Chad. And then I stopped. And then I came back in 2020. So I stopped for a year. And then February 2020, I came back. That's why I said collectively it's like 6 years, but straight it's so I came back, and then I'm so happy that Gilad and Liz accepted me. So in 2020, there's the story, Miss Bern. In February 2020, um, welcome back to the to VAA, and then around end of February or beginning of March, I had my client now, and then March 12th, pandemic hit. March 2020, pandemic hit. So Lord, thank
Mm-hmm.
you. I let go of my job in the government. I came back to VAA, and then just 2 weeks later, pandemic hit. And then it was during that time when many of our co-VAs got was laid off from their work. So those VAs who work for full time was cut into like 2 hours a day, or some of them were let go because of the unexpected global problem. And then I was so blessed because that time, few days into the pandemic, my client decided to make me full time because I
Oh,
was working around like 6 hours a day. So they decided to make me full time because they thought while other businessmen or brand owners think that this was a setback,
that is awesome. Mm-hmm.
that was a setback. They thought it was their opportunity to gain more momentum and
Oh
have
yeah,
me part of their team. So they never look back. 5 years into the business, to have the I was so blessed to have that client who believed in me, and then and who were also very, very, very generous. Generous, literally. They Anyway, I started as a plain regular VA, and then we grew. During the pandemic, there was an exponential growth of the freelancing world. Many decided to work online or venture into freelancing. Many
mm-hmm.
business-minded people woke up one day and one decided to sell online. So there were demands and there were
Uh-huh.
the needs. So many brand owners turn to VAA because they know Filipinos are one of the best uh, workers in the world. And second to America, we are good in English. We may not
Yes,
have
yes.
that native accent. Of course, we don't, but we can really converse in English. So demand came, and the demand also, or the need also of Filipinos wanting to work as a freelancer also rose. So there was a supply and demand chain,
Yeah.
which was good. And then to help Liz and Gilad manage that, we were there was no creatives department back then. Social media, graphic design, all was in one place. But again, as we grew, there has to be divisions in terms of skills because of the demands
Yeah.
also of the clients who came to us. So EA was born, graphic designer, graphic
The
creatives department was born, Walmart was born, and
yes.
of course but still the flagship service of the AA, Amazon, is still and also there. So many of us became team leaders, and then later on there was a demand to have a higher management in within Amazon. So for several years, I think 3, 4 years, I became the assistant department manager, and I stayed there with all humility and respect to everyone who invited me to join the upper management. I stayed there because of the purpose. I didn't want to lose my vision. As I said earlier, uh, being a regular VA is hard. Being in the management is hard. So choose your hard. So
There's
I
no harder.
no, there's no harder. Uh,
No.
it's hard. It's just choose your heart. Choose your heart. So there. I'm so happy to have supported the community and to have seen the department, the agency grow from 10 to 700, and welcoming new faces, Filipino faces, and also uh, our friends from Israel. So now we are truly a dynamic global community.
All indeed and true. Because if our community is aware of our CEO Gilad has been going to places, conferences, and stuff like that, just to sa ito English ato man. Sige na akong ginabutan sa newsletter.
Promote, advertise.
Uh, yeah, promote. Na actually, high, na equivalent sa highlight. Kanang mura ginatang, mura tag ni, ako tumbalikan niya. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Janrika. That was a very, I don't know, I would say, oh,
Unsa? Unsa?
tawa
Untarong, unsa man?
Sige, take three. So thank you so much, Miss Janrika, for that story. At least we already have like a sneak peek of the early images of VA when it started. Yeah, thank you so much. So, Miss Rika, you had your, the ups in VA Philippines, where you were molded who you are right now. I believe there's also like the downside or the challenges. So, can you share? And
Okay.
also how you overcome them.
Okay. So definitely there were and there still are challenges as a VA. So firstly, the the worst challenge is self-doubt because I came from a classroom, and then I had this withdrawal syndrome back
Oh
then.
yeah.
Why am I looking at screens when I used to for 10 years look at class records? So am I and also when you were inside the classroom, you are the authority, especially in college. When you step inside the classroom, the professor is immediately the authority. When in
Mm-mm.
freelancing, no, there's no such thing as authority. So it was I doubted myself for some time because I thought I was not prepared enough. I'm not good enough. I was not, and still I'm not a techie person. So that's the most challenging part of being a VA, and how I overcame it. It's what it was all of course, letting go of all this self doubt, because it will get you to nowhere. Self doubt
Yeah.
will get you nowhere. So I overcame that by educating myself. If I do not know how this tool works, then I should study it. If I'm not familiar with a certain, let's say, Amazon policy, there's no way to know it apart from learning it. So I educated myself. I learned, and also being part of a larger community, it gave me that sense of I am not alone. So
Mm-hmm.
work establishing goodwill amongst the community member was also one way of overcoming the challenge, because you will realize that people will be there to help you and to guide you. Another thing is just in June 2022, this is one of the darkest side of this journey. My client uh, unfortunately passed due to
Mm-hmm.
cancer of the esophagus. And he shared to me that he only went to the doctor for a checkup because his back was in pain. And then, right then and there, the doctor did not let him go home. Immediately, they had to go through biopsy, and it was found out just like 1 week. So every now and then, when I feel back pain, I go gaga. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
that's a bad joke. Anyway, so that's one of the darkest moments of my life as a VA.
Mm-mm.
I lost a friend, really. Um, and there's no way of overcoming it. It's moving on with the pain. I grieved, and it was a different grief, because I was the only one grieving in Southeast Asia for him.
Oh yeah.
I was the only one in this part of the world grieving for that person. And I'm still trying my best to support, because he has a partner. He's although they're not married, but if you've been together for 12 years, you are husband and wife, may I
True.
say. You are husband and wife. Anyway, the partner the partner decided to still keep me, and of course, with all my heart, uh, I stayed. And it's kind of difficult now, because she's a lot more quiet and more distant, and I truly understand her. So that's the struggle now, miss. Magbisaya ako, naglisod jud ko, maghila ko ko usahay. Tas unsa daghan kaayo, there's so many things to do, and times I need direction, but I need to respect her space to grieve.
Oh,
Mm.
I remember that time is because you were like pouring out sa ano natin. You shared the the experience, the grief also with the team, and that happened.
Mm.
Especially now that we have sort of built a relationship, like close relationship with our clients, it's really hard to say goodbye.
Mhm.
Especially it's a goodbye na permanent.
Mhm. Yes, and the idea that he'll never respond. His WhatsApp account, nothing will pop up here to say, "Hi, Rika, how's it going?" Because that's his line. "Hi, Rika, how is it going?" It's always like that every day. And no more na. And I don't think that line, "Time will heal all wounds." It hits different now, because the
Mm,
it will be 1 year this coming June. April, May, June. Like 3 months from now, it will be his death anniversary. And 12 months na? Wala siya. It's so fast. And anyway, so how am I overcoming it? Um, I prayed to the Lord. Lord, more every time I think of him, more than feeling pain, Lord, help me feel happy that I knew him. Because miss, who would have
Mm.
thought 5 years ago, two strangers will meet and he is the brand
True.
owner. And then 4 years into the road, he'll go and I'm still part of his brand, the brand that he put up 15 years ago. So
Yeah.
there's no other explanation but divine. It's so divine. Di ba?
Yeah, true. And I'm pretty sure if buhay lang siya, if he's alive, he would say na, oh, Rika was part of the growth of my company. So,
Thank,
tap,
thank
tap
you,
on your
man.
toe. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Jan. So let's move on to, okay. So was there any time that you felt empowered by other women in the community?
Definitely. And this is one of them being tapped as among the hundreds of deserving, empowered women in the community, being tapped by you, Miss Byrne, and to remember me. And kasi siguro tikadora magugkos ang dili la result mag-check ano. Kailangan naman mag-podcast ano nya hilomon kayo. So I'm so sorry. I'm so happy.
Dati in. Okay.
Naga-fetal position magugo. Um, this is one of them. I feel so empowered. Thank you for inviting me to talk here and share my experience, and I hope this will also empower others. And not only you, Miss Liz, the constant invitation to be part of the management. Kana gani, little things ba na,
Yeah.
maski si Miss Jessica, yung literally, they toss up ka. And I don't see that in myself. Like, wala. I don't see my worth because I don't see I'm better than others. No, I don't see myself better than others. But the feeling to be recommended, a feeling to be invited, that
Mm-hmm.
feeling na importante po, with all humility, I feel empowered. Good.
Yeah.
I say that with all humility, it's empowering. Makaboost siya o it boosts confidence. And sometimes the confidence fluctuates because
Mm-hmm.
of course, highs and lows. The confidence fluctuates. But again, invitations like this, complements, that boosts my feeling. And that way I feel so empowered.
Oh, thank you so much, Miss that. Who would that only means now that even if you're no longer like in the staff, you are still being remembered of those legacies that you've built in the past early years of VAA. And thank you, thank you. Okay. Any tips or advice for women in our community?
Okay. So one piece of advice for all the women in our community, even before you feel you're ready, start.
So like there's no such being I'm not ready yet.
Yes, you will never be ready. Never. Like, you will never be ready. If you will wait for the time that you are really ready, maybe you're already in your late 60s. It's too
Tinood.
late. So there's no perfect time to be perfectly ready. There will always be that portions or time that you're not 100% ready, but you don't have to wait to be 100% ready. 75% ready is ready. And then as you go along, then you will learn. Just like I think any successful men and women out there, they everyone started as a beginner. Nobody started
Mm-hmm.
as an expert. Experience will make you an expert. And of course, it's not overnight. But again, women out there and men, do not wait for the feeling that you're 100% ready, because you will never,
Never.
never be 100% ready. 75% ready, then good. Just do it. And then you will grow. You will grow when uh, growth happens when you're outside of your comfort zone. You will know,
True.
you will not grow within your comfort zone, because you will again, growth happens outside of your comfort zone. And embrace the mistakes. Mistakes, I am like, I commit it many, many, many times over. Even though I've been with this company, made my client's company, I still commit mistakes here and there. Sorry, Natalie, but I still commit mistakes here and there, and I will never be perfect. Even those who's been with Amazon for 20 years, they don't. You will never know everything. You don't. You will not memorize every single policy of
Yeah,
Amazon. You
that's
will
true.
not. And sometimes, cases like that happens once in a while. You cannot memorize, like, this happened, this particular problem happened 3 years ago. How did I deal with it? You tend to forget, especially new policies come or are developed by
Yeah.
Amazon. So just grow. You will grow, and of course learn, and accept that mistakes happen, and embrace that mistakes happen. We're not robots. We're not ChatGPT. Even perhaps ChatGPT, an artificially intelligent program, cannot provide us a perfect answer. And we're not.
Yeah.
So let's embrace mistakes.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Rika. So again, guys, for this episode, there's just few things that Miss Rika is highlighting here. It's okay to make mistakes, embrace them, and grow outside. And you will never be ready to do things. Just start. Ayun. And also, it's good to see her after 6 years in the making, still here, lovingly serving her client. And that actually shows her loyalty, despite, because as we know, this freelancing world is offering a lot of perks. But here she is. Thank you, Miss Rika. Thank you, Miss Rika. Thank you, Miss Rika, for your time. So that actually concludes our episode 4 of this Women's Month special. And there will be more in the future. And I hope you guys enjoyed and learned from this podcast. Okay, there you go, Miss Rika. Any parting words for our viewers?
Yeah. Um, to our viewers, hello, team. Onward we go.
Onward
Onward,
you go.
onward we go. Please remember, you deserve success. You truly deserve success. You only need to attract.
All right. Thank you so, so much, Miss Rika. Again, guys, thank you so much and peace out.